oval shape of the daisy. What did I just put it on the board again for you to see? So you see the painting here. The basic shape of the daisy is oval. So faintly just draw the oval outlines. Okay, the flower which is smaller and on the left side is a much narrower oval, if you will notice the outline of it. So draw two ovals within which you will draw the flower. And then where you see the yellow center, again there are smaller ovals which will be the center of the flower. And when you start drawing the petals, take care to see that you are drawing within the oval that you have drawn. Draw the oval correctly because that matters a lot. Because that's going to be the shape of your flower. Make sure it looks like that.
So you'll be drawing now, right?
I'll draw and show you if that's what you want. But then I need to shift this. If I take away the painting, are you okay?
They can't see the oval that you are saying.
So you draw it a little bit and you can
Yeah.
So the oval is the outline of the flower.
just do it. Yeah.
All right.
Excuse me, what is the criteria? How neat we are or how close we are to your drawing?
Nothing. As long as you enjoy the treatment. See, watercolor is a very unpredictable and exciting medium. The thing is to work quickly when it's required, and a lot depends on how watery your color is, how thick it is, and as you work with more and more with it, you realize this is just a fun thing to introduce watercolors to you, and this is not a very difficult exercise. I think we can handle it.
So just draw and then they can draw it.
So I will draw oval.
Yeah, इसको जरा highlight करिए करना. Yeah, 1 minute, I'll hold it. You आप इधर आ जाओ फिर दिख नहीं रहे हैं.
Yeah, I'll move one side.
मूव करो मैम आप
आप थोड़ा इधर आ जाओ.
मैं
हाँ ऐसे आ जाओ. Do like this. थोड़ा light कम करो दिख नहीं रहे. हाँ दे. I hope you all can see now.
See, it doesn't have to be very accurate. This also is a little narrower than my other flower. So it all depends.
Yeah.
This is a masterpiece.
Okay, another thing, the white that you see here is all the white of the paper. We don't use white or black in watercolors. So the white of the paper, make sure you retain. If you work over that, then you are in trouble.
First thing when she shared this photo, I said, oh God, I don't have white paint. I didn't buy white paint. That's why.
You don't need white.
We don't need white. Yeah. Yeah, can you all see now the drawing?
मैम
Upside
साइड
अब मैं कैसे draw करूं? बिना खड़े.
नहीं मतलब yeah. अभी आपको yeah.
So this is the base of your center. I've drawn double line to show the thickness of the base. And similarly here, you have two lines. So it just shows dimension. So now each petal you will not draw straight petals. A slight curve and flow will help. Like this. But work within the oval. Because in perspective you don't see everything uniformly. So do you all see how each petal is like this, a little, based on the shape of the flower, we are drawing the lines.
I think Smita, can they see? तेरा पीछे देख पा रहे हैं लोग बैठ जाओ.
So now randomly you all can arrange your petals. There can be one small one, one big one underneath. But I don't want to complicate this. We'll just keep it simple for now. And a little here and there doesn't matter. You all have erasers. If you feel you want to erase those lines, you might have to erase the oval lines if they are too dark. Because the petals will all be white.
Ankita, you did get a board. There are boards of there. Extra is there. Bhavna, we had extra, na?
There's place for one here.
Yeah, there's one place here, Ankita. There's place here.
There is.
This is straight stalk underneath and keeping the center in mind. The center, look at this everyone. I'm going from the center, I'm going down like that and drawing the stalk. Okay, this is it.
Hey, they can't see it properly. थोड़ा focus करो. ये मत चालू करो. ये चालू करो. Yes. इसको थोड़ा focus करो. और focus. और. Yeah, can you see now? Yeah. Can you?
I think it's quite
I think it's very clear now.
Very natural.
Wow. What? Very good.
That was the original.
So I noticed that most of you have a big blob of paint in your palettes. We need to dilute the red, blue and yellow to thin consistency, like cow's milk, okay? Don't go thicker or thinner. So if you feel that there's too much paint in one well, then transfer only a little color and then add your water so that you get the consistency. I don't want very thick paint because it won't work to do the background. As you see, the background is very watery. So what we are now going to do next.
Okay, now we are moving to the paint. Please listen.
Is everyone done with the drawings?
Yes. Everyone done with the drawing?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So let's do. That's okay. You can do it.
You don't have to be perfect in the drawing at all. Petals can be any way. So the next step is to pick up your thick brush.
You have 9 number brush and 2 number brush. So please pick up your 9 number brush.
9 or 6?
6? Oh, 6?
6 and 1.
Oh, 6 and 1. Sorry. I thought 6 put back at the 9. 6 number brush. Sorry. 6 number brush. Please pick up your 6 number brush.
So you take your thick brush and you start covering ground around the flowers, just a nice, very wet, watery glaze on the paper, like this. But do not take care to see you don't go on the flower. And work very fast. We don't want that water to dry because we are going to put in your very thin blues and reds into the.
Can we see the original also again?
Yeah, sure. Okay, let me just show you how.
Just show how she's painting. Here is the original.
So all round paper.
She'll show you. Just wait.
But you will not be able to cover too much ground, so you can do it in 2 or 3 parts.
Just watch her doing first, then you will understand. Yeah. You start.
मैडम माइक उसको दे दो माइक उसको दे दो
मुझे दे दीजिए
Okay, as soon as your water is laid down in maybe half or 1/3 of the paper, start putting in that watery blue and red. With leaving gaps in between, okay, here and there randomly. It could be a big blob or a small blob, and see how the color spreads on the paper. This is the fun of watercolors. Okay, see, and in between the blues, you will put in your red here and there. You will also leave out certain white spaces. Are you looking? Please look at what.
Please look what she's doing.
So the idea is to keep the whole background really wet. Okay. If it is wet, but don't mix the two. If you start merging, it's going to get muddy and it will turn into a purple because your blue will mix with the red. So the idea is to just place the colors close to one another because we want different colors in the background. We don't want one color. We want a bit of blue, we want a bit of purple, we want a bit of random merging here and there. We want to also leave out whites because whites actually speak in a watercolor. As you will see, the whites are very impactful. And the white we leave is the white of the paper.
So I think we just leave the drawing and then rest of the things you are covering, right?
Yeah. So see how I'm filling in. I'm very randomly filling in. I'm allowing the color to run down because my paper is on a board. And
Can we just see the painting from the board?
Sure. So your blues and your reds, maybe any, like this is in a linear form, it could be anything. It may be a little dark, light, there may be a lot of variety in it, but it has to be wet in wet. If it is not wet in wet, it will just look very harsh and you will not get the softness that we desire to get. Okay, now pull your blues to give a little shape to your petals on the outside. See how I'm using the blue and giving that roundness to the outside of the petal, which is the basic shape of the petal. So I'm accentuating that as I pull the blue and reds. And maybe you can take a little thicker paint there and a thinner brush so that you don't.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so you go with a thinner brush and thicker paint close to the flower and quickly merge your wet paint and try to give those petals outline.
Oh wow.
Is everyone getting it?
Yeah. Wow, you are excellent. The way you are responding.
Getting or not, but we are
I
busy
know.
painting.
So the idea is to just paint. That's okay. I think you have to take very light and don't use any more paint, just water. Don't use any more paint, just water.
Yeah, some of you are using very thick paint.
Very thick paint. Don't use any more paint, Chapali and don't use any more paint, just use water.
So this judgment of, how thick the paint should be, it comes with practice. Don't be disheartened if you go wrong. It's a combination of soft edges, harsh edges, and also about retaining certain things. Suppose you end up with a certain effect that you like, just keep it. Don't overwork it. The main thing is not to overwork. If you start blending your colors, it will turn muddy and brown and dull purple. The whole idea is to drop colors and let them do their own merging.
How did you say to blend the colors? Fold the paper.
No, no, no.
So blend with the, see, if your background is wet, the colors, you place one color next to the other, it will almost run into the other color.
Yeah.
But do not over merge it because you want both colors to show. You want.
Is the main one ahead?
Sure.
Anything upset? क्या हो रहा है?
That's your.
That's the original. Yeah.
That's what we do. The next thing we'll do after you're finished with the background is the center of the flower. So those who finished the background, please raise your hand so I know when to.
No, I think we have not finished. Let them hear the
That makes still do it.
Yeah.
Get that.
Yeah, see now if my background tends to dry and then if I lay a color on it, it will become patchy. If my background is dry, but till my background is wet, I can make whatever changes because it's softly going to merge with the other color. The whole trick is in keeping your background wet and putting down your colors into it.
Would you like to go and have it?
Yeah.
Okay, she's just going around and if you have any questions, she can help you all with it. You just go around.
Finish the center. Finish the center of the flower.
No, wait, let them finish this first, then she'll come to the center. I'm holding.
See, there are so many fun techniques in watercolor, like splattering, wet on wet, then splattering with a toothbrush, which gives a lovely texture, and then you can be using stencils, you can be using natural sponge. Okay, if we have 10 minutes after we finish, I'll just quickly show you what you can do with sponge. Because it comes very easy, you can go home and try. Take your children's paint boxes and try. And you have a camera but more to the bit. And take more paint. Too much. And tilt it a bit so the colors start blending.
Just tilt it. You could tilt the board, then the colors will blend. So just tilt your board. Don't keep it flat on the table.
Yeah, tilt your board a bit so the colors will
Yeah, I
blend.
actually forgot to tell you all to tilt the board.
But as you go towards the flower, go down. Like take really only close to the flower. Yeah, so give the shape of the flower. Yeah. Take more thick page.
Limit on stake or
Yeah, just hold your, tilt your board so that you know the color is right from.
Really wet. So the purple is happening with the blue and the red mixing. Yeah, it looks more interesting to have a purple also. Don't need too much white. Yeah, hold the board little towards you. Yeah, the color will yeah, the color will so blend a little more. But make sure the white is nice. Make sure to make it go into the They'll come to each one. Nice. It's not paint, taking yellow, red and blue, just like a dot of each, and you will dilute it a lot to get this very watery grey which we have used in the around the center of the flower. Okay, before that let's do the yellow bit of the center of the flower. So dilute the yellow and first do a whole oval. Just do a whole oval. And then after the oval dries, we will do the darker yellow underneath. If you will listen to instructions, you will get results.
Good idea.
Most of us are not in the habit of listening.
आप सामने से वापस बोलिए, वापस सामने से बोलिए, मैं वीडियो में लेता हूँ। हाँ, वापस बोलिए।
So I'll repeat again since you want to see the video. The center is a yellow. You paint the whole center yellow, a lighter yellow. After the light yellow dries completely, you will go over it at the base with a ochre yellow, which is a deeper yellow, so that the dimension of the center shows. It will look like it's three-dimensional. With the yellow, you can add a hint of a hint, this will be an orange yellow. That will also be nice.
This yellow doesn't have to be very hot.
The yellow may not be very watery. It can be a little stickish.
Outline, you can use this one.
So the fun of watercolor is how it flows. The thing to learn is when you start, okay, the fundamental of watercolor I am saying, you start with the most watery color, then you have middle tones, and then you use the darkest tones at the end of your painting. The washes, the thin washes will come in the beginning, then the middle tones, and then the dark tones.
Exactly. Best of luck.
Yeah. Okay. So, so the gray, I repeat, the gray will be, the gray for the center of the class will be, okay, something to learn. If you mix primary colors, girls, if you mix primary colors, you mix a red, blue and yellow, you get a gray. Okay, I'm doing the center of the flower. If anybody wants to see, please. So the center of the flower, I'm painting a yellow. And I'm mixing a gray with blue, red, and yellow. The gray, I repeat, is really thin and a very thin watercolor shade, which will go at the center of the flower. The gray will go at the center of the flower. It gives the depth.
I need to keep it somewhere.
So please watch to help. If for those who are not yet finished or those who are not leaving, this medium is not something you will understand overnight, but there are lots of interesting YouTube videos on watercolor, and I have found watercolor has changed my life, so I would love if you all pursue this because it is a really therapeutic medium. If you're traveling and you have a little kit on you, you can just do your own painting.
Members, please pick up the roster, please. Don't forget the roster. Who have not received the roster, please pick up your roster, please.
Okay, now I've used a darker yellow at the base of that yellow to show the thickness of the center of the flower. Now I will mix a blue and a yellow for the green top.
Whose painting is this?
So some of you have drawn leaves, you all can draw leaves because these leaves are very easy to draw. You can do some leaves if you like. But most of you have colored your background very dark. So then there is no scope to Okay, now just a little more dark here and there. Not everywhere, but some spots. You will just add thick dark paint with a very thin brush. So the trick is in putting your darks correctly. Your dark paints correctly. But one is always reluctant to put in the darks with the fear of spoiling. But once you get the hang of it, the darks actually do the trick.
The dark on the edges.
So I will just here to define the petals. If you will see, I'm showing you here. If you look at the screen.
And she's talking, yes, people at the Okay, after the painting, members are requested to have to pose with your photo and take a group photo, please.
So one good thing you can do is take your brush and load it with very watery color, very watery. And at the base of my painting, I'm just look at what I'm doing. I'm holding one brush. Splattering.
What happens by that?
It gives a beautiful effect to the painting. Anything anybody wants to know?
I want to know where I make classes in Saturday.